situated here. I might have to hold it, people. Good morning. I would like to thank the PTSA for inviting me here to address the class of 2023, as well as the parents and families for all your support over the last 4 years. Without you, what we do as teachers does not happen. So thank you. Please give a round of applause for the PTSA. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am not generally known as the nicest teacher in the building. That title probably belongs to the person speaking at graduation this next Friday. So I want to preface what I'm going to say to you, class of 2023, by telling you that I'm very proud of you. I've been your class advisor since you were sophomores, and for better or worse, I actually care about you. So what I'm about to say to you, I say because I know who you are, and I truly believe that you have no ceiling on what you are capable of. Now brace yourselves. This, my friends, is a trophy belonging to my sister. See, years ago, she participated in an elite chess tournament, and despite only learning the game that same year, she managed to finish among the top players. She is, after all, a Menenberg. In fact, she finished 13th. Not bad. There were 16 participants. Now, before you assume I'm going to go off on a rant against participation trophies and all that, but no, this is actually a really nice trophy. Not like that plastic one my basketball team got that year. We lost every game of the season. It's nice. But the reason I bring this is because I think it parallels in many ways what graduation is and what it means. In a couple of days, you seniors will officially graduate, and each of you will proudly receive your diplomas. And though each of your journeys has been unique, you will all cross that same stage and have this important milestone as part of your story. This morning, graduation, your diplomas, like this beautiful 13th place chess trophy, serve as reminders of where you have been, but equally important, the help you have received along the way. For much of human history, in fact, we have used physical markers as a way to remember. Many local indigenous tribes used and continue to use the totem pole as a way to tell their story. Likewise, ancient Middle Eastern tribes, such as the Hebrews, created large stone altars to remind future generations of what had been done for them. And the reason I bring this up is because rather than viewing this or your diplomas as mere participation trophies to be thrown in a box or put into storage, I encourage each of you to consider what this moment in your life represents. The struggles, the anxiety and stress, the hard work, the wins and losses, the teams meetings, breakout rooms, and masks, the people from friends, teachers, coaches, parents, and probably a couple of folks you'd rather forget. But while your diploma will only have your name on it, I want you to always remember the people who helped you along the way. There isn't a person in here, parent, teacher, friend, graduate, who got to where they are without someone helping them in a significant way. Class of 23, you more than most know that this is true. Since your freshman year, in no small part due to some global event which will remain nameless, you have been conditioned to expect and rely on generous late work policies, endless retakes and corrections, your parents excusing every absence, ChatGPT, and teachers who let you stare at your phones and wander the halls all day. Now, I'm sure I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but this does bring me back to our object lesson of the participation trophy. The truth is, I do have one small issue with this that I'd like to explore, if you'll bear with me. You see, it's in the name, participation. What does that word imply? It implies that the recipient has in some way been actively involved in the activity that resulted in the trophy, diploma, whatever. Now, without commenting on your individual levels of participation, as it were, let me say this. Whatever is next for you, the proverbial trophies, stones, or the diploma that will mark your graduation from Eastlake, these will all be hollow and empty if they are not also reminders of work and struggle. On the other hand, if they are markers of great effort and active participation, then earning them will be all the more rewarding and satisfying for each of you. Class of 23, you find yourselves going out into a world in turmoil. Among other problems, our country is in the midst of a mental health crisis. And should it surprise us when so many cope through avoidance, deny themselves sleep, stare at screens incessantly, communicate through memes and reels, and only surround themselves with people who agree with them? My friends, this is not participation. This is passivity. This is not progress. This is plateau. And every parent, teacher, and family member in here wants more than this for each of you because your potential is so much greater than simply being marked present. Now, if you're still with me, allow me to be a little vulnerable for a moment. Take a look at your programs. You may have noticed that I look considerably younger and have a little bit more hair in that picture. That, my friends, is me at my high school graduation. Take a close look at the sense of wonder, curiosity, and excitement in young Menenberg's eyes. There was a lad who, like many of you, was ready to take on the world. No. There was a doofus who thought he knew a thing or two about life because he'd been through some stuff. He had no idea. He was a fool. This was a kid who pretty much coasted through high school, slept in nearly every class, including PE twice, succumbed to terminal senioritis, and spent nearly 40 minutes drawing a picture of his calculator on his AP Calc exam. This was a passive participant, my friends. Now, to be sure, I did manage to get a few things right, exhibits A, B, and C in the front row there. But if you find yourself relating more to that kid, my words about participation, maybe if they've been a gut check to you, then treat today and your graduation as a pivot point and not a turning point. Let it be a semicolon, not a period. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave you all wallowing in despair and self-pity. After all, this is not the end, this is the beginning. So we know what non-participation looks like. So what does it mean to participate? This past Sunday, I was at a celebration of life for a friend of mine I went to grad school with, and though we had lost touch over the last few years, hearing her lifelong friends tell her story reminded me of something that I think you all need to hear. See, after high school, my friend Brooke joined the Navy, got married, had a couple of kids, and after a divorce, she fell in some hard times. She waited tables in a rough part of town in order to make ends meet for her 2 young kids. And by the time her kids had reached high school, she decided that enough was enough. She needed to stop letting life happen to her. She decided to participate. And while working her full-time job, Brooke went back to school and got her associate's degree, then her bachelor's, then her master's degree, going on to teach middle school social studies until her death at the young age of 51. And I share this story not because it's sad or even sobering. I'm sharing it with you because too many people, after they leave high school and start their careers, by the time they reach their 40s, they have resigned themselves to their so-called lot in life. There's no agency. You're simply along for the ride wherever it takes you. And my fear is that some of you, at the age of 17 and 18, may resign yourselves to this mindset. This is exactly what it looks to passively accept your so-called fate. My friend Brooke, she could have settled or given up, wallowing in her perceived failures and considering herself a victim, but she didn't. She did not accept that narrative, and nor should you. It has taken a lot for each of you to get to this point. And however each of you got here, participating or not, you have an incredible opportunity before you as you leave this place. But you have to take it. You have to seize the day. My friends, I stand before you very different than the goofy kid in that picture. I needed a lot of help to get here. And let's be honest, I probably could use a little bit still. So as you go from here, I want you to remember where you came from, all of the people who helped you get here, and for the sake of all of us, participate in where you're going. Because whether it's first place or 13th, your trophy is waiting for you. Earn it. Congratulations, class of 2023. It has been an honor and a privilege.